Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. We wish our listeners a very happy 76th Independence Day. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Anuja Kumar with the Midday News. The headlines. The nation celebrates 76th Independence Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoists the national flag and addresses the nation from the ramparts of Red Fort. As the Make in India guns salute the tricolour, Prime Minister says with pride that after 75 years people heard the proud sound. Prime Minister urges everyone to focus on 5 resolves or Panch Pran to fulfill the dreams of freedom fighters when India completes 100 years of independence. Mr. Modi says Azadi Ka Amrit Kal provided a golden opportunity to fulfill the dreams and goals of the country's aspirations. The Prime Minister says nation should come together to defeat the evils of corruption and nepotism, the 2 biggest challenges before the country. On gender equality, Mr. Modi lauds Nari Shakti and urges everyone to ensure empowerment of women. Prime Minister says Jai Anusandhan is to be read with the slogan Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan and Jai Vigyan. India has the solution to the crisis of global warming in the form of heritage passed on by our ancestors, says Prime Minister Modi. President Draupadi Murmu pays tribute to the martyrs at the National War Memorial in New Delhi. States celebrate the Independence Day with enthusiasm and gaiety. All India Radio begins special series Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke saath from today, showcasing the country's journey since independence, and government appoints 37 new High Court judges.
As our nation celebrates the 75 years of independence, a series of events have been organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Janutsav, All India Radio News brought its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. Coming to our 105th question, which is the last one of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz in English. Well known as the first Indian scientist of the modern era, and as the father of plant neurobiology, he did not take salary from the British, opposing the injustice and racial discrimination. Name the scientist. Listeners can send their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 882-654-6262. I repeat, 882-654-6262, or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in.
The nation is celebrating its 76th Independence Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the nation in celebrating the day from the ramparts of the Red Fort by hoisting the national flag. The tricolour received a Rashtriya salute. The hoisting of the national flag was synchronized with the 21-gun salute fired by the valiant gunners of the elite 8711 Field Battery ceremonial. The Prime Minister exuded pride that after 75 years people heard the proud sound of a Made in India weapon in the Independence Day gun salute. In his ceremonial address, the Prime Minister said this day is being celebrated not just in India, but in every corner of the world. The Tiranga is flying with pride and honour.
आजादी के 75 वर्ष पूर्ण होने पर देशवासियों को अनेक अनेक शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत बधाई। न सिर्फ हिंदुस्तान का हर कोना, लेकिन दुनिया के हर कोने में आज किसी न किसी रूप में भारतीयों के द्वारा या भारत के प्रति अपार प्रेम रखने वालों के द्वारा विश्व के हर कोने में यह हमारा तिरंगा आन बान शान के साथ लहरा रहा है। मैं विश्व भर में फैले हुए भारत प्रेमियों को, भारतीयों को आजादी के इस अमृत महोत्सव की बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं।
The Prime Minister expressed gratitude to great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Vinayak Damodar Savarkar.
हिंदुस्तान का कोई कोना ऐसा नहीं था, कोई काल ऐसा नहीं था जब देशवासियों ने सैकड़ों सालों तक गुलामी के खिलाफ जंग न किया हो, जीवन न खपाया हो, यातनाएं न झेली हो, आहुति न दी हो। आज हम सब देशवासियों के लिए ऐसे हर महापुरुष को, हर त्यागी को, हर बलिदानी को नमन करने का अवसर है, उनका ऋण स्वीकार करने का अवसर है और उनका स्मरण करते हुए उनके सपनों को जल्द से जल्द पूरा करने का संकल्प लेने का भी अवसर है। हम सभी देशवासी कृतज्ञ हैं पूज्य बापू के, नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस के, बाबा साहब आम्बेडकर के, वीर सावरकर के, जिन्होंने कर्तव्य पथ पर जीवन को खपा दिया। कर्तव्य पथ ही उनका जीवन पथ रहा।
The Prime Minister said as the nation pays respect to freedom fighters, there is a need to remember their vision and dream for India during the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. He said the nation is grateful to Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Ram Prasad Bismil, Rani Lakshmibai and all other freedom fighters who shook the foundations of the British Empire. He also saluted the architects of free India, including Jawaharlal Nehru, Ram Manohar Lohia and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He highlighted that India has been home to great thinkers like Swami Vivekanand, Sri Aurobindo and Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. He added that Adivasi freedom fighters such as Birsa Munda, Tirot Singh and Alluri Sitaram Raju played a pivotal role in keeping the freedom struggle alive in every corner of India.
यह देश कृतज्ञ है मंगल पांडे, तात्या टोपे, भगत सिंह, सुखदेव, राजगुरु, चंद्रशेखर आजाद, अशफाकुल्लाह खान, राम प्रसाद बिस्मल, अनगिनत ऐसे हमारे क्रांति वीरों ने अंग्रेजों की हुकूमत की नींव हिला दी। यह राष्ट्र कृतज्ञ है उन वीरांगनाओं के लिए, रानी लक्ष्मीबाई हो, झलकारी बाई, दुर्गा भाभी, रानी गायदिन्लियो, रानी चेन्नम्मा, बेगम हजरत महल, नित्यार। भारत की नारी शक्ति क्या होती है, भारत की नारी शक्ति का संकल्प क्या होता है, भारत की नारी त्याग और बलिदान की क्या पराकाष्ठा कर सकती है, वैसी अनगिनत वीरांगनाओं का स्मरण करते हुए हर हिंदुस्तानी गर्व से भर जाता है।
The Prime Minister said Indian soil has the power that despite many challenges it did not stop, did not bow down and kept on moving forward.
इस मिट्टी में वो सामर्थ्य है जो शासकों से भी परे सामर्थ्य का एक अंतर प्रभाव लेकर के जीता रहा है, सदियों तक जीता रहा और उसी का परिणाम है। हमने क्या कुछ नहीं झेला, कभी अन्न का संकट झेला, कभी युद्ध के शिकार हो गए, आतंकवाद ने डगर डगर चुनौतियां पैदा की, निर्दोष नागरिकों को मौत के घाट उतार दिया गया, छद्म युद्ध चलते रहे, प्राकृतिक आपदाएं आती रही, सफलता विफलता, आशा निराशा, न जाने कितने पड़ाव आए हैं, लेकिन इन पड़ाव के बीच भी भारत आगे बढ़ता रहा।
The Prime Minister emphasized that for growth of New India there is a need to ensure inclusive development across the nation. He said this was a vision held dear by Mahatma Gandhi. Mr. Modi said that based on the philosophy of Gandhiji, the government is working towards empowering every Indian at every corner of the nation, be it Dalit, women, farmers or Divyang.
देश का हर नागरिक गति चाहता है, वो प्रगति चाहता है। 75 साल में संजोए हुए सारे सपने अपने ही आंखों के सामने पूरा करने के लिए वो लालायित है, उत्साहित है, उतावला भी है। कुछ लोगों को इसके कारण संकट हो सकता है, क्योंकि जब एस्पिरेशनल सोसाइटी होती है तब सरकारों को भी तलवार की धार पे चलना पड़ता है, सरकारों को भी समय के साथ दौड़ना पड़ता है। चाहे केंद्र सरकार हो, राज्य सरकार हो, स्थानीय स्वराज की संस्थाएं हो, हर किसी को इन एस्पिरेशनल सोसाइटी को एड्रेस करना पड़ेगा। उनकी आकांक्षाओं के लिए हम ज्यादा इंतजार नहीं कर सकते।
The Prime Minister said Jai Anusandhan is to be read with the slogan Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan and Jai Vigyan.
हम बार बार लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जी को याद करते हैं। जय जवान जय किसान का उनका मंत्र आज भी देश के लिए प्रेरणा है। बाद में अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी ने जय विज्ञान कह करके उसमें एक कड़ी जोड़ दी थी और देश ने उसको प्राथमिकता दी। लेकिन अब अमृतकाल के लिए एक और अनिवार्यता है और वो है जय अनुसंधान। जय जवान जय किसान जय विज्ञान जय अनुसंधान, इनोवेशन। और मुझे मेरे देश की युवा पीढ़ी में भरोसा है, इनोवेशन की ताकत देखिए। आज हमारा यूपीआई भीम, हमारा डिजिटल पेमेंट, फिनटेक की दुनिया में हमारा स्थान, आज विश्व में रियल टाइम 40% अगर डिजिटल फाइनेंशियल का ट्रांजैक्शन होता है तो मेरे देश में हो रहा है। हिंदुस्तान ने ये करके दिखाया है।
The Prime Minister said Har Ghar Tiranga has been an example of the entire nation coming together to celebrate the spirit of this glorious country. Mr. Modi said COVID has been an example of this common consciousness where citizens came together.
यही तो देश है जिसने वैक्सीनेशन, दुनिया दुविधा में थी, 200 करोड़ का लक्ष्य पार कर लिया, समय सीमा में कर लिया, पुराने सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ के कर लिया। ये देश कर सकता है।
The Prime Minister said the world looks at India as a destination where aspirations are met. He said Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas became the cornerstone of ensuring implementation of pro-nation policies and taking development to the last mile.
आज दुनिया में एक विश्वास जगने में मेरे देशवासियों की बहुत बड़ी भूमिका। 130 करोड़ देशवासियों ने कई दशकों के अनुभव के बाद स्थिर सरकार का महत्व क्या होता है, राजनीतिक स्थिरता का महत्व क्या होता है, पॉलिटिकल स्टेबिलिटी दुनिया में किस प्रकार की ताकत दिखा सकती है, नीतियों में कैसा सामर्थ्य होता है, उन नीतियों पर विश्व का कैसे भरोसा बनता है, भारत ने दिखाया है और दुनिया भी इसे समझ रही। और हम जब राजनीतिक स्थिरता हो, नीतियों में गतिशीलता हो, निर्णयों में तेजी हो, सर्वव्यापकता हो, सर्वसमावेशकता हो, तो विकास के लिए हर कोई भागीदार बनता है।
The Prime Minister said that as India celebrates the 75 years of independence, there is a need to now move with a renewed focus and resolve for the next 25 years. He said there is a need to focus on 5 resolves. These are developed India, removing every ounce of slave mentality, pride for glorious heritage, unity and fulfilling citizens' duties.
जब मैं पंच प्राण की बात करता हूं, पहला प्राण अब देश बड़े संकल्प लेकर के ही चलेगा और वो बड़ा संकल्प है विकसित भारत। अब उससे कुछ कम नहीं होना चाहिए, बड़ा संकल्प। दूसरा प्राण, किसी भी कोने में हमारे मन के भीतर, हमारे आदतों के भीतर गुलामी का एक भी अंश अगर भी अभी भी है तो उसको किसी भी हालत में बचने नहीं देना। तीसरी प्राण शक्ति, हमें हमारी विरासत पर गर्व होना चाहिए, जिसने कभी भारत को स्वर्णिम काल दिया था और यही विरासत है। समय को अनुकूल परिवर्तन करने की आदत रख। चौथा प्राण, एकता और एकजुटता। 130 करोड़ देशवासियों में एकता, न कोई अपना न कोई पराया। एकता की ताकत, एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत के सपनों के लिए हमारा चौथा प्राण है। पांचवा प्राण है नागरिकों का कर्तव्य है।
The Prime Minister said that when India flied high, she can provide solutions to the entire world. He said nature has been a pivotal part of India's heritage and country has traditions and practices that will help in combating climate change. Mr. Modi said equality is the cornerstone of India's progress and people should be united through the mantra of India's first. He requested every Indian to change their mentality towards women in everyday life. He added that pride of Nari Shakti will play a vital role in fulfilling the dreams of India. Mr. Modi said that Atmanirbhar Bharat is a public movement that should be taken forward. He urged people to follow Sri Aurobindo's mantra of Swadeshi se Swaraj, Swaraj se Suraj. He said Atmanirbhar Bharat is a public movement that must be taken forward. The Prime Minister said nations should come together to defeat the evils of corruption and nepotism. He said there is a need to fight against corruption with all the strength. He highlighted that in the last 8 years, the use of Aadhaar, direct benefit transfer and mobile were used to find 2 lakh crore of black money.
जहां लोग गरीबी से जूझ रहे हैं, जब ये तरफ से देखते हैं, एक तरफ वो लोग हैं जिनके पास रहने के लिए जगह नहीं है, दूसरी तरफ वो तरह लोग हैं जिनको अपना चोरी किया हुआ माल रखने के लिए जगह नहीं है। ये स्थिति अच्छी नहीं है और इसलिए हमें भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ पूरी ताकत से लड़ना है। पिछले 8 वर्षों में डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर के द्वारा आधार, मोबाइल, इन सारे आधुनिक व्यवस्थाओं का उपयोग करते हुए 2 लाख करोड़ रुपए जो गलत हाथों में जाते थे, उसको बचा करके देश की भलाई के लिए काम लगाने में हम सफल हुए। जो लोग पिछली सरकारों में बैंकों को लूट करके भाग गए, उनकी संपत्तियां जब्त करके वापस लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। कईयों को जेलों में जीने के लिए मजबूर करके रखा हुआ है। हमारी कोशिश है जिन्होंने देश को लूटा है उनको लौटाना पड़े, वो स्थिति हम पैदा करेंगे।
Earlier, Mr. Modi paid tributes to Mahatma Gandhi at the Rajghat. You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. The nation celebrates 76th Independence Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoists the national flag and addresses the nation from the ramparts of Red Fort. As the Make in India guns salute the tricolour, Prime Minister says with pride that after 75 years, people heard the proud sound. Prime Minister urges everyone to focus on 5 resolves or Panch Pran to fulfill the dreams of freedom fighters when India completes 100 years of independence. Mr. Modi says Azadi Ka Amrit Kal provided a golden opportunity to fulfill the dreams and goals of country's aspirations. The Prime Minister says nations should come together to defeat the evils of corruption and nepotism, the 2 biggest challenges before the country. On gender equality, Mr. Modi lauds Nari Shakti and urges everyone to ensure the empowerment of women. Prime Minister says Jai Anusandhan is to be read with the slogan Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan and Jai Vigyan. India has the solution to the crisis of global warming in the form of heritage passed by our ancestors, says Prime Minister Modi. President Draupadi Murmu pays tribute to the martyrs at the National War Memorial in New Delhi. States celebrate the Independence Day with enthusiasm and gaiety. All India Radio begins special series Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke saath from today, showcasing country's journey since independence, and government appoints 37 new High Court judges. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देख रहे हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे।
निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के पथ भाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ स्वराज हर रविवार रात 9 बजे डीडी नेशनल पर।
Welcome back to the Midday News. President Draupadi Murmu today visited the National War Memorial in the national capital and paid tributes to the martyrs on the occasion of the 76th Independence Day. Ms. Murmu laid a wreath at the memorial and paid homage to the martyrs. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Minister of State for Defence Ajay Bhatt, Army Chief General Manoj Pandey, Indian Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar and Indian Air Force Chief Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary and Defence Secretary Ajay Kumar were present on the occasion. Director General All India Radio and Principal Director General AIR News N. Venudhar Reddy today hoisted the national flag at the premises of AIR New Delhi on the occasion of the 76th Independence Day. Senior officers and staff of AIR were present on the occasion. Mr. Reddy extended his greetings and best wishes to all employees.
Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for the 1.3 billion citizens across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a unique initiative titled Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani Ke Saath. Starting from today, the series will showcase the journey of India since independence in various walks of life. Birth of a Nation on the 15th of August 1947. Freedom was won with great sacrifices and fight against centuries of subjugation. The people of India became masters of their own destiny.
All India Radio, the only electronic media of the would-be independent India, relayed the power transfer ceremony live
This is All India Radio, Delhi. We are now taking you over to the Durbar Hall for a running commentary connected with the assumption of power taking place there.
At Government House, in the historic Durbar Hall, Lord Mountbatten is sworn in as India's first Governor-General. Then the Prime Minister and members of the Cabinet are sworn in.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. Not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
At New Delhi, vast crowds foregather in front of the Parliament buildings. The Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister, followed by members of the Cabinet. Look at this crowd. It watches the national flag flying from the ramparts of the famous Red Fort at Delhi. In Bombay, the day celebrations commence at Gwalior Tank Maidan. It is the same story everywhere. Vast and jubilant crowds.
Renowned classical singer Pandit Omkar Nath Thakur sang the patriotic song Vande Mataram of Bankim Chandra Chatterjee live from All India Radio's Mumbai studio to mark our independence.
Madras was also en fete. Civilians and service personnel helped to make the day a great success. Liberty and happiness marched hand in hand. In Calcutta, the largest city in India, there was jubilation, thanksgiving and celebration. Martyrs were remembered. A portrait of Subhash Chandra Bose, a worthy son of India. The glory of our freedom, flag of our nation, we salute you. Jai Hind.
Independence Day is being celebrated with enthusiasm in all the states. In Assam, Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma hoisted the tricolour at Khanapara in Guwahati. Addressing the people, the Chief Minister said the sovereignty of our country is non-negotiable and appealed to militant groups to shun the path of violence and urged them to come to the discussion table for the development of the state. Mr. Sarma announced that the government has decided to drop 1 lakh minor cases up to the midnight of the 14th of August 2022. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma hoisted the tricolour at Polo Ground, Shillong. 22 contingents from different paramilitary, state police forces and students participated in the Independence Day parade, followed by an array of cultural programs. The day was also celebrated with gaiety in different district headquarters across the state.
Fluttering tricolour on tall poles, patriotic songs, skits on freedom struggle by children, and elegant march past by police and paramilitary personnel marked the 76th Independence Day function in Bengaluru today. On the auspicious occasion, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai announced new schemes on sanitation, nutrition and schemes for the well-being of farmers and labourers. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Today is India's 75th Independence Day. Our glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. And AIR News has been bringing you a glimpse of the struggle every day for the past 1 year as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
On the eve of 15th August 1947, when, in the words of the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, India made its tryst with destiny. The speech captured the essence of the triumphant culmination of the Indian independence movement against the British colonial rule in India.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. Not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
Dr. Rajendra Prasad, in his capacity as the President of the Constituent Assembly, outlined a vision for India.
Our public servants in various departments of government have to shed their role as rulers and have to become true servants of the people that their compeers are in all free countries. The people and the government on their side have to give them their trust and assure them conditions of service in keeping with the lives of the people in whose midst they have to live and serve. We welcome the Indian states which have acceded to India, and to their people we offer our hands of comradeship. To the princes and the rulers of the states we say that we have no designs against them. We trust they will follow the example of the King of England and become constitutional rulers. They would do well to take as their model the British monarchical system, which has stood the shock of 2 successive world wars when so many other monarchies in Europe have toppled down. To Indians settled abroad in British colonies and elsewhere, we send our good wishes and assurances of our abiding interest in their welfare. To our minorities we give the assurance that they will receive fair and just treatment and their rights will be respected and protected.
Prasad also mentioned the important task at hand, the making of the Constitution.
One of the great tasks which we have in hand is to complete the Constitution, under which not only will freedom and liberty be assured to each and all, but which will enable us to achieve and attain and enjoy its fulfillment and its fruits. We must accomplish this task as soon as possible, so that we may begin to live and work under a constitution of our own making, of which we may all be proud, and which it may become our pride and privilege to defend and to preserve to the lasting good of our people and for the service of mankind.
India has been living through the ideals of its great freedom fighters and statesmen who sacrificed their lives for the nation and served in various constitutional positions. In its 75th year of independence, India is unbound and is the world's largest democracy with huge economic potential and social capital.
Let us all move together through the immortal voice of Sucheta Kriplani singing Sare Jahan Se Achha Hindustan Hamara in the Constituent Assembly 75 years ago on the 15th of August 1947 towards the century of Indian independence in 2047.
The government has appointed 37 new High Court judges. This is in continuation of the appointment of 26 High Court judges in various High Courts on last Friday.
And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. The nation celebrates 76th Independence Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoists the national flag and addresses the nation from the ramparts of Red Fort. As the Make in India gun salutes the tricolour, Prime Minister says with pride that after 75 years people heard the proud sound. Prime Minister urges everyone to focus on 5 resolves or Panch Pran to fulfill the dreams of freedom fighters when India completes 100 years of independence. PM says nations should come together to defeat the evils of corruption and nepotism. All India Radio begins special series Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashwani ke saath from today. We close the bulletin with the national song to cherish the historic Independence Day today. Vande Mataram.